Hi friends, Kansi here from atop Serenity Hill, back with my Gluebook tag journal. And just before we begin, I just want to remind everyone that I am also the host of a membership called the Creative Playground, where I help creatives just like you embrace play, curiosity, and imperfection in their art practices. The link for that and all the information is below, as it always is. So we're back with my Gluebook. And a glue book, for those, if this is your first time finding this, is just basically a book that you glue stuff into. I just happen to have made mine a tag journal out of paint chips. I have an old project that I found where I had all these paint chips for something else, and I'm going to use them through 2025 to create a gorgeous tag journal. And so each week that I do this, it's not every week, but it's every other week or so, I'm finding collage bits that match the color or go with the color of the paint chip and gluing them down and just, creating this gorgeous flip through journal. And as I go, I'm going to end up trying different things besides just collaging, because after a while, you get bored. I get bored. You get bored. I don't think you want to just see me gluing bits of paper down all the time. So I want to throw in some other elements. And so last week, the last video, I have, it's hard to tell, but it is modeling paste. You can see here. So I tried just keeping the collage super simple, as opposed to, the first one had so many tiny bits in it, and then this one was super simple, but adding in texture. So collage, modeling paste, not collage paste. I don't think there's such a thing as collage paste. So this week, I think what I'm going to do, I have my collage paraphernalia, but two things came up is the texture idea, which would be, what if I stapled some ribbon on? This is my color this week. It doesn't have to be exact. The blue that I'm looking for doesn't have to be exact, but something that ties in. You can see where when you flip this over, it feels cohesive. So if I was to, this was on the back and I flipped it over, it wouldn't be like, oh, that's so off. It's not really off. It's just a different shade of blue. So what if I stapled some stuff on? That would one thing. And then the other thing was, what if I stamped some stuff? So I grabbed a new favorite rubber stamp I found at a thrift store. Oh my God, love it. Some of this, blue again, they're not exactly the same, but that's okay. A couple of rubber stamps. In my stash of some Happy Meal I've had some friends send recently, there was, let's see if I can get it back in focus, but it's like a piece of fabric and in a circle, and that's what got me thinking about stamping, because this fit in here and it's a similar color. So what if I use this, which again is texture? Yes, once you build up all your collage, it feels textural, but it's paper. So how can I bring in texture with fabric? This was also in the Happy Meal stash I have I'm keeping all my Happy Meal in one space so that I know that it's from my special friends. And this also works. So, could I use this with this? I don't know. We're going to try. So I have some stamps. I also found this crazy stamp. Oh, it's from Amy Tangerine. Wow. Some of you might know Amy Tangerine. She's a pretty popular art journaler and creative, but I didn't even know it was from her. That's hilarious. But it's a bunch of words, and it's hard to see, like, oh goodness, what a day is the one that I just put it to. So I grabbed a couple stamps, and then of course I have some collage bits. So my color, here's my color. Let's take it off the card, actually, because it's hard to work on it when it's on the card. Not take it off the card. I'm taking the card off the ring. Sometimes words. So one of the things that I am doing besides just collaging is each one also gets a dragonfly. I have a sheet of dragonflies, here you go, that will adorn the front, so that it's not just still a paint chip. It has something. There will be a word. Those were part of the old project, so eventually I'll have to add words. And then the final thing that I'm doing was taking something that I did on the last card. I'm holding over to the new card so that it's kind of like this weird cohesive thing. Sometimes you can notice that I've made, added the same piece. Sometimes you can't. It's kind of fun that way. But I saved this piece because it had blue in it, so we're going to have that. This was fun because I had the blue, but also when I flipped it over, the inside of the envelope, it's like a bill pay envelope, is the colors. So I'm like, ooh, fun. I have a sticker of a hydrangea. One of the reasons I loved this is that the next one by the way, these are I left them random. I did not try to organize the paint chips so that I wasn't doing green often. My favorite color is green, so there's going to be a lot of green in here, just the way it is. But I left the paint chips in the order in which I had originally put them. So I didn't try to, manipulate the colors. So I've got, today's is blue, and then the next time I do it will be green again. But what I loved is that, where is my blue? Oh, there it is. What I loved is that this sticker did both. And so I feel like this would be the perfect thing to have as the forward motion I'm taking that piece and moving it forward one card chip or paint chip. So that might be something for you to pay attention to if you're doing this project with me, or a way of, paying your collage forward onto your projects. So I already know that I will cut this in half so that I'll have half for this and half for this. Perfect. Okay. So these are just some of the rules I set up for myself. All right. So I have that. I have some homemade washi tape that definitely has the color. The other option I thought about, also some play washi tape, which also has it. So I have a couple different versions of washi tape that I can just glue on. And because I don't have a lot of collage fodder, to be honest, because I'm not sure. I'm doing it on the back, so I'm not sure. I might have to go find some more stuff. I also have a gorgeous letter that someone sent to me, and it has this beautiful butterfly on it. So like that could be a good chunk of the collage. All right. And also she wrote in blue, so I could use that as background, which I might do. That could be kind of fun. The other thing I had the idea of, but I'm not sure if it will be for this one or the next one, is, what if you started adding things that stick out from the paint chips? So some tabs here and there, I don't know, we'll see. If it works this time, I will, but if not, it actually has the green on it as well for the next time, so I might just hang on to it for the next time. And next time might be tab day, and this time might be more staple and stamps. So I'm going to play, put some music on, and I hope you get inspired by it. I'll come back at the end and share what happened. I hope you're playing along. If you are, please comment below and tell me if you're playing along with my idea. Are you just using it as inspiration for your art and junk journals? Did you enjoy it? Give it a thumbs up. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and all that fun jazzy stuff. All right. So let's play, shall we? Okay. So I used the sticker. I always when I do staples, I always have this flattener. It's a jewelry making tool to flatten out staples because I hate the way that they stick on things. I do like having the texture of them, but once I flatten them down, then the dragonfly covered it, which is awesome. I love this one because it kept it so white. And instead of making it very much like this one is so yellow compared to, like it's all yellow. Same thing, there's not that much white left. And I love that this one kept the lightness of the white background, and I think that helped a lot because I started with the letter with the writing in the back. So that's something to bear in mind is, I'm trying to do this as mixing matching a color, but do you have to cover every square inch if yours is starting white? Mine don't start white because I already have something I had glued on the back and started some journaling on a bunch of them. Some of them don't have any journaling, but they do have that paper. So it's possible as I get to these, I won't have to cover up as much because I have that background. So how can you incorporate what the background is already on your piece? I also have a really great now piece of fabric. Ooh, that feels awesome. And the bits of string that are, leftover threads from my sewing machine. And I ended up, this was so dark, this piece from before was really dark. So in order to lighten it up and incorporate that blue color again, I cut my hydrangea, which I was planning to do anyway, but by placing it here, it took some of that dark away, which is great. It's still, all this dark does tie into the stamping I did, but it won't be as crazy. And then next time I can add, this hydrangea, which if I'm, even careful about lining it up, that might be kind of fun to line it up because it goes with the green for the next card, which is super fun. All right, so let's add this on. Never can find the opening on this. There we go. Okay, so now I've added the next one on, and this one has, stapling. Add some staples. Staple something to your card. Staple something into your journal. See what you can do. The staples can be hidden on the next page, or you can glue 2 pages together if staples are not your thing. But I love how it came out. Super fun. So have fun with yours. Again, let me know below if this is inspiring to you. Are you doing something similar? Do you have an idea of something I could try? I have a bunch more, lots of different ideas that I'll play with and see how I can incorporate into these tiny little pieces of artwork. All right, everyone, I will see you soon in another video.